Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajagata Saraswati Sisiman Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki All glories to Samul devotees, all glories to Samul devotees, all glories to the Samul devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nashta Prayesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishna Swadamo Bhagate Dharma Jnana Divi Saha Kalo Nashta Disham Mesha Purana Ko Dunodita Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Which verse are we reading? Sorry.
हरे कृष्णा। तो हमारा बहुत सौभाग्य है कि हमारे बीच में शिला प्रभुपाद जी के एक शिष्य हैं जिनका नाम है सर्वद्रिक प्रभु जी। हरि बोल। प्रभु जी ने इस्कॉन ज्वाइन किया था जुलाई 1973 में पोर्टलैंड ओरेगॉन, और उसी साल ही प्रभु जी को शिला प्रभुपाद जी द्वारा कृपा प्राप्त हुई थी, दीक्षा हुई थी। और उसके बाद उस समय हिज ग्रेस दीन बंधु प्रभु जी, आप सब जानते हैं वृंदावन में, वो टेम्पल प्रेसिडेंट थे और वही सेवा में इनको प्रभु जी को लगाए हुए थे। फिर प्रभु जी ने नॉर्थ अमेरिका में इस्कॉन कम्युनिटीज़ में कई पदों में सेवाएं की, जैसे कि वाइस प्रेसिडेंट भी रहे प्रभु जी हेड पुजारी भी रह चुके हैं, प्रभु जी हेड कुक भी रह चुके हैं, न्यू भक्ता लीडर भी रह चुके हैं, कांग्रेगेशनल प्रीचर भी रह चुके हैं। एंड वी आर वेरी फॉर्चुनेट दैट प्रभु जी इज राइट इन फ्रंट ऑफ आवर आईज एंड ब्लेसिंग अस विद हिज दर्शन। सो प्रभु जी और उनकी पत्नी जो कि है हर ग्रेस सुदेवी माता जी, ये प्रभुपाद विलेज नॉर्थ कैरोलिना 2009 में मूव किए। फिर उसके बाद नॉर्थ कैरोलिना से वर्जीनिया भक्ति वृक्ष प्रोग्राम, प्रिजन प्रीचिंग, मतलब जेलों में भी इन्होंने प्रचार किया है। फिर नवंबर 2018 में ये इन्होंने अपने जो भी प्रॉपर्टी थी उसको नॉर्थ कैरोलिना में बेच करके उसके बाद फिर ये मायापुर आ गए। और फिर प्रभु जी इस समय उत्तर प्रदेश, पंजाब, हरियाणा और जितने भी साथ के जितने भी प्रीचिंग फील्ड्स हैं वहाँ पर प्रभु जी प्रचार कर रहे हैं और श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु के कृपा पात्र है। एंड हम एक बार फिर से प्रभु जी का स्वागत करना चाहेंगे दोनों हाथ उठा करके बाय चैंटिंग हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। इस ग्रेट सर्वद्रिक प्रभु जी की जय।
Which verse are we reading? 22. Sachatvam avikaritvam shantatvam iti chetasaha vitibir lakshanam pruktam yatapam prakriti para sachatvam avikaritvam shantatvam iti chetasaha Vitibir lakshanam proktam yatapam prakriti para Lakshanam proktam yatapam prakriti para Sachattam vigaritvam Datam vigatisam Vitibir lakshanam proktam Adam prakriti paraha Mataji's? No? Someone is translating, by the way? Do we need a translator? Do we need a translator? No, okay. Svachatvam, clarity. Avikaritvam, freedom from all distraction. Shantatvam, serenity. Iti, thus. Chaitasa, of consciousness. Vitibhi, by characteristics. Lakshanam, traits. Proktam, called. Yata, as. Apam, of water. Prakriti, natural state. Para, pure. Translation: after the manifestation of the Mahatattva, these features appeared simultaneously. As water in its natural state before coming in contact with earth is clear, sweet, and unruffled, so the characteristic traits of pure consciousness are complete serenity, clarity, and freedom from distraction. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The pure status of consciousness, or Krishna consciousness, exists in the beginning, just after creation. Consciousness is not polluted. The more one becomes materially contaminated, however, the more consciousness becomes obscured. In pure consciousness, one can perceive a slight reflection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As in clear, unagitated water, free from impurities, one can see everything clearly. So in pure consciousness, or Krishna consciousness, one can see things as they are. One can see the reflection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and one can see his own existence as well. This state of consciousness is very pleasing, transparent, and sober. In the beginning, consciousness is pure. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militanjena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Nama Shashtam Manumapi Sachiputtam Atra Sarupam Rupam Tasya Gujamurapari Matarim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Maho Radhika Madhavasam Prapta Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghujago Shri Jiva Gopalako Vande Nantad Bhutashayam Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhum Nichopi Yat Prasadat Sad Bhakti Shastra Pavartaka Nityananda Maham Naumi Sarvananda Karamparam Harinama Pradam Devam Abhaduta Shiromanim Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannataya Te Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vrindaye Tulsi Devyai Priyaye Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. There's a verse in Srimad Bhagavad Gita that explains this same principle very carefully. There it says, Sattam Rajastame iti guna prakriti sambhava nibadnanti mahabaho dehi dehinam avyayam. That the soul, the Atma, our self, many people misunderstand what is soul. They say, we have a soul. This is incorrect. We don't have a soul. We are the soul. I have a soul. He's a happy soul. He's an ugly soul. He's an advanced. The soul has nothing to do with this material world. He's beyond Satam, Rajas, and Tamas. But what happens? The soul falls into this material world and becomes contaminated. The consciousness becomes contaminated. And the example that's given is that water falls from the sky, from a rain cloud, in a pure state. But when it touches the ground, it becomes muddy. Muddy is not the pure state. not the original state. It's the contaminated state. So our consciousness has become contaminated by connection with the modes of material nature. Krishna describes this as my maya. Mama maya duratyaya is insurmountable. Because someone can ask, if the soul is part and parcel of Krishna, how does inferior energy affect the soul? Mama maya duratyaya. Krishna says, my maya puts you in illusion. And why does that happen? If Krishna wants us to be with Him, how did we fall into maya? Because we have independence. Krishna will never force. He'll never force you to become a devotee. We have to cry to become a devotee. Shedding tears is the price to become pure devotee. My revered godbrother, Srimad Gaur Govinda Maharaj, used to say, I've opened a crying school to teach you how to cry for Krishna, how to beg mercy from Krishna, because this is the price to pay to become free from the influence of His modes of mental nature. They're under His control. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate satcharacharam itano ninakonteya jagadvi parivat. The whole creation is working under His direction. Is there anything that's not under His direction? Is there anything that doesn't have its origin in Krishna? Everything has its origin in Krishna. So how do we fall into Maya? Because we want to be in Maya. We have independence. We can choose Krishna or we can choose Maya. Therefore spiritual life is a razor's edge. Razor's edge. When you're shaving your face, little inattention, and there's bloodshed. So spiritual life is we have to be very careful in spiritual life. Some examples are there. Kala Krishna Das. Kala Krishna Das was personal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's traveling with Mahaprabhu. Yet he became enticed by the Bhattataris, some attractive gypsy ladies. He's directly with Mahaprabhu, can you imagine? He's serving Mahaprabhu, he's eating Mahaprabhu's remnants, he's massaging Mahaprabhu's body, he's in direct connection with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in person. And still, he can fall into Maya. Mama Maya Duratyaya. So spiritual life is like razor's edge. So what does it mean to cultivate Krishna consciousness? It means to cultivate mental clarity, to see how the modes of nature affect me. How do they affect us? Through our mind. Through our mind. Where does envy, greed, lust, anger, fear, where do all these negative qualities live? How do they affect us? Through our mind. Through our mind. In 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhikshu Gita, there's a story of one businessman. He's a very avaricious, greedy type person. Just slash his customers just for money. How do you say? Paisa sab kuche. Give me money at any cost. But his business failed. And he became despondent, became very unhappy, and took sannyas. So all those people he offended throughout the village got their vengeance. And they would steal his possessions. They'd spit and urinate in his food, pass foul air, throw things at him, call him names. And he was suffering intensely. But what was his realization? The realization is not these people that are the cause of my suffering. It's not the planets, it's not the nakshatras, it's not karma, it's my mind. So spiritual life means to conquer our mind. To be in control of our mind, not be controlled by our mind. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Jitatmana prashantasya paramatma samahita sitoshna sukadukeshu tatamana pamaneyo. If our mind is conquered, we become happy, peaceful, prashantatma. Don't we all want peace? Peace of mind? Can you buy it? Can you order it? Amazon.in? Give me, I want to buy This one's special, 2 for 1. Can you get peace of mind? Can you pick it off a tree? Can you find it in the bazaar? How do we get peace of mind? We have to conquer our mind to become peaceful, prashantatma. Sitoshna. We become indifferent to heat and cold. Sukadukeshu. Indifferent to happiness and distress. Apaman, apaman. Praise and blame. But we're affected by all of these things because of our mind. If we say, this Prabhu is such ideal brahmachari, learned, renounced, effulgent brahmachari. Yes. Ready, keep going, tell me more. If I say, this is such a lazy brahmachari, skipping Mangal Arti, he doesn't get his rounds done, he overeats, he's critical, he has so many bad qualities. How dare you? How dare you criticize me? But why this reaction? In our mind. In our mind. So spiritual life means we have to conquer our mind. What is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee? Mental culture. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati kinchana sarvai gunastatta samasate sura harava bhaktasya kuto mahadgunan manovritena sato dhavato vihi. Non-devotees are carried by the chariot of their mind, dhavato vihi, into material consciousness. The whole world of duality, of happiness and distress, honor and dishonor, heat and cold, man and woman, good and bad. These are the dualities of material life. And we're addicted to them. So spiritual life means to conquer the mind. But how does that happen? With a stick? Although Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, in the morning, beat your rascal mind with a stick 100 times. And before you go to bed at night, beat your rascal mind with a shoe 100 times. But you can't actually beat it because mind is subtle element. It's Krishna's separated material energy. Bhumira apanalo vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara itiyame bhena prakritir ashti. It says bhena prakriti. It's a material thing. Mind is a material element. Just like in my body, there's water. My mouth is wet. Food is digested with the aid of water. Blood is there. It's all water. Water is in our body. Fire is in our body. Digestion is happening through the influence of fire. Therefore our body is warm. Gas is in our body. We burp, we pass air. Air is in our body. As the material elements, mind is also material and in our body. So if we understand mind for what it is, we can control the mind. Krishna explains in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Indriyani paranyaho indriyebhya paramana manasastu parabuddha yo buddhe paratastu sa. That above this gross material body, that we can put it on a scale and weigh how many kilograms. We can measure its height, we can measure its width, we can quantify what is our body. We can't quantify our subtle body. We have one. We can't quantify senses. How much does the sense of taste weigh? What is its mass? What is its dimension? You can't quantify what is taste. It's there. We taste things. We smell, we touch, we see. Senses are there. Above the senses is the mind. Same thing. Can we quantify what is the mind? But we experience the mind. Sometimes we're happy. Sometimes we feel sad. Sometimes we're very enthusiastic. Sometimes we're lazy. Sometimes we're envious, sometimes we're greedy, sometimes we're lusty. All of those negative qualities live in our mind. So spiritual life means to understand what is mind and what is the self. Above the mind is the intelligence. Yo buddhe paratastusa. Jai Jagannath Swami. Jai Shri Rukmini Dwarkadesh ki jai, Shri Gaurnitai ki jai. Yo buddhe paratastusa. Above the mind is intelligence. With our intelligence we have to discriminate to see, what is my mind doing? Is it thinking of Krishna, or is it thinking of Maya? And understand that I, the soul, am different from my mind. If I'm feeling angry, I'm not angry. If I'm feeling lusty, I'm not lusty. I am the soul, I'm the Atma, and it's my rascal mind dragging me to hell. If we don't understand that, then we're dragged. Manoritena sato dhavato. We're dragged into material consciousness. So it's a very important thing to identify what is the mind and learn how to control it. And the first principle is to understand what it is and how it's dragged. Life after life after life, our mind has dragged us again to material life. So what is the solution? Srila Govinda Das Thakur wrote beautiful bhajan describing in a nutshell the whole process of Krishna consciousness. He says, Bhaja hure mana Shrinanda Nandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare Durlabha Manava Janama Satsange Toro E Bhavasindure. How to cross the Bhavasindhu, the ocean of repeated birth and death? First thing, fix your mind on Krishna. Bhaja hure Shrinanda Nandana. We're worshippers of Sri Nandanandan, Krishna. By the process of bhakti, by the process of love. Bhakti means how to love Krishna, how to have feeling for Krishna, how your heart melts in relationship with Krishna. If we have that experience, the whole material world becomes insignificant, meaningless. Whatever the material world can offer you becomes meaningless. Chaktva Turnamashesha Mandalapati Shrenim Sada Tuchavad. 6 Goswamis were big. Mandalapati, as powerful as the Shah himself. They had, practically speaking, the same authority. Spoke many languages, vastly wealthy, but Tuchavad, they left everything. Why? Because of their affection for Krishna. Gopi Bhava Rasamritabdi Lahari Kalola Magnomu Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghujugo Shijiva Gopalako. How did they leave everything? How did they experience Gopi Bhav, highest expression of love of God? How are they diving and surfacing in the ocean of Gopi Bhava? Because they saw the whole material world as insignificant because of their relationship with Krishna. This is the only solution. There is no other solution. Can you take a pill to control your mind? Can you go to the massage parlor and massage the nonsense out of your mind? Is there any other way? We have to fix our mind on Krishna. Bhaja Hare Shri Nanda Nandana, most attractive form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The beloved son of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya. Sita Bhaja Hare Mana Shri Nandana Abhaya Charana Ravindra. And we become, by this we become fearless. Abhaya Charan. Our Srila Prabhupada. Actually, it's a nice story. Srila Prabhupada was walking with his disciples in the park surrounding the Victoria Memorial. Srila Prabhupada used to walk in that area. So he was telling the devotees that when I was a young man, they were constructing this Victoria Memorial, and they put scaffolding all the way up the side of the building. And I climbed all the way to the top of the building. I was looking out over the whole of Calcutta. So a devotee said, Srila Prabhupada, you used to be so brave. He said, I'm still brave. I came to your country. So Abhay Charan, imagine the fearlessness of Srila Prabhupada. To unknown country, no guarantee of support, no money. He had 40 rupees that you can't even spend in New York. He used his 40 rupees when he came back to India. No money, no guarantee of support, no friend, no one to cook for him, no one to do his laundry, no place to stay, no food. This is fearlessness. With a heart condition to cross the ocean. So when we fix our mind on Krishna, we become fearless. Abhaya charanarama. Durlabha manava janama satsange. Very rare to get human form of life. Very, very rare. Just in a square meter of ground on this property, there's hundreds of thousands of living beings. These blades of grass, ants, insect, microbes, worms. They're all souls, just like you and me. They're all souls. There's no difference. Vidya vanaya sampane, brahmane gavahastini, shuni chaiva swapakicha, pandita samadarshinaha. A pandit can see, what is a living being? Wherever we see life, there's a soul, just like me. This person's become a worm. Somehow I got human form of life. It's very rare to get human form of life. Durlabha manava jana sange. How do we take advantage of human life? Satsanga. By association of devotees. Bhavasindhure, we cross this ocean of material birth and death, and the association of devotees, fixing our mind on Krishna. What is the alternative? Sita atapa bhatasari, Sita atapa bhata varishana, edina jamani jagire, vipale sevanu kripana durajana chapala sukala balagire. This is, outside these doors, this is what's going on. People are struggling. They're working hard. Struggling through traffic, in the rain, in the heat, in the cold, with their own mind and senses, trying to be happy, trying to eke out an existence in this world, to keep food on the table, clothes on their back, roof over their head. They're working hard. For what? Vikpale sevinu kripana durajana. They're serving useless, miserly men. For what? Chapala sukha labalagire. For flickering sensual happiness. Ask yourself when you're stuck in traffic. Hundreds, thousands of cars on the road. Where are they going? Are they going to the mandir? They're going to some festival? They're going on book distribution? They're out shopping for the mandir? They're looking for profit. They're looking for money. Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj used to say, money, 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 sweeter than sunshine, sweeter than honey, brighter than sunshine, money, money, money. They're looking for money. Why? Because with money, we can enjoy senses. Chapala sukh, labhiri. But what is that sensual pleasure? It's very, very temporary. Very temporary. For example, you like to eat pizza, Prabhu? You like pizza? No pizza. What is your favorite? Chili paneer? Chili paneer? So you start thinking chili paneer. I want to eat chili paneer. When will I eat chili paneer? And then the day comes, it's chili paneer. And you're eating and you're one mouthful, your stomach's getting full, full, full. The time comes when you can't put any more in your stomach. Stomach says no more. Stomach is like sadhu. Mouth is like prostitute. Give me more, give me more, give me more. Actually, I say there's two types of people. There's a Bhajanananda sadhu. He's absorbed in bhajan. And there's Bhojanananda swadu. Swadu, swadu, pade, pade. Give me taste. Give me enjoyment. So when you're through eating, and you can't eat more, what happened to your enjoyment? There's just some taste lingering in your mouth. This is temporary happiness. So a devotee doesn't take his pleasure there. He takes his pleasure with Krishna. A materialistic person, because they're dragged by the chariot of their mind, they're looking for chapala sukh. They're saying, chapala sukh, sensual happiness, is the goal of my life. They have no other goal. They want to please the body, please the mind, please the senses. Edana jovana putra parijana iti keyachi paratiti re. Kamala dala jala jivana talamala bhajahu hari paraniti re. This is their life. They work hard for all of these things. For nice family life, for wealth, for property, for respect, position in society, bank balance. But Govinda Das is saying these things are like water on the pad of a lotus. Big lotus pad has particular characteristic, has a waxy surface. So the water will sit there, but it never gets wet. So the slightest disturbance in that water falls off the pad and into the pond. Our life is like that. At any moment, life is finished. But we think everything is very nice. I will go on for years and years. I will be happy. I will enjoy. Is there any guarantee? There's no guarantee. Death can come in. This is described in Mahabharata as the most amazing thing. Ahani hani bhutani gacchantyamalāyanam. The most amazing thing is what? That everyone thinks, I will live a very long life, a long happy life. I'll not have to die. We see everyone else around us is dying. The birds, the insects, the animals, the devatas have to die. But I won't die. I will live very long. Is there any guarantee? There's no guarantee. This is the nature of this world. A close friend of mine went with his wife to celebrate their father's birthday in California. So they got on the plane, they flew out to Los Angeles, and they're sitting at the table, ice cream and cake and balloons and family time and happy birthday and good food, and she fell out of the chair, dead. It's called cerebral thrombosis, when a blood vessel in your brain bursts. You know, happy birthday, gone. From happy family time, joy, to intense sorrow and suffering in an instant. This is the nature of the material world. We forget that. So, Edana Jovana Putra Parijana, all these things that we cherish so much, they're like Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Tala. Our Jivana, our life is like a drop of water on the lotus pad. So what is the solution? Shravana Kirtana Pujana, Shravana Kirtana, Smarana Vandana, Pada Sevana Dasare. What is it? Pujana Sakhija, Atmani Vedana, Govinda Dasa Abhilasare. And he desires, my Abhilash is to do this, to take up devotional service. There is no other solution to our problem. Our mental problem, our bodily problem, our existence in this world. Coming to the material world and taking a material body is the most inauspicious thing for the soul. We think it's a great thing, right? Saying happy birthday, happy birthday. What's happy about being born? Because you have to die, and you have to struggle, and you have to face disease and old age. What's happy about that? See, we're happy to see you, you know, glad you made it. But what's happy about being born? It's the most inauspicious thing for the soul. So if we're to transcend that, there's only one solution. And that is to take to devotional service. Which is our pure, it's described here as the pure position of water. What is the pure position of water? Before it touches the ground, before it becomes contaminated. And what is our pure position? Krishna Bhakti. Servant of Krishna. So when we reinstate ourselves in that position, this is perfection. This is perfection. Prabhupada called it the, what is the word? probationary stage, on probation. Like Prabhuji was saying, I used to do jail preaching. So the system in America is if you have a 10-year sentence, you've made some offense, some criminal act, you're arrested, they put you in jail, 10 years. So after 10 years, they don't put you directly back on the street. You're on probation. You have to go to halfway house. You're free, but you have to live at the halfway house. They give you a car, they give you a job, and you live at the halfway house. They're examining your character. Will this person reintegrate into non-criminal life? Or will he remain a criminal and we have to send him back? This happened when he became a devotee in jail. He was paroled out, it's called parole. They put him in a halfway house, they gave him a car, they gave him a job. He's completely free. But he has to sleep at the halfway house, he has to check in with parole officer. But he decided, I'm done with this, and they drove to the Mexican border. They caught him at the border. Sorry dude, you're going back to jail. So this is a very good analogy. Devotional life means we're on parole. We're on probation. Krishna's watching. Will you again become a rascal? Will you again become a sinner, sense enjoyer? Or will you serve me? And who is the parole officer? In this analogy, who is parole officer? Shri Guru. Shri Guru is the parole. He's watching. He's giving instruction. You have to do like this. You want to be a completely free man, completely free, then follow my instruction. And this is devotional life. When we follow the instructions of Shri Guru, who is the representative of the Lord, who teaches us how to become free, if we follow his instructions, the day will come, we transcend the modes of material nature. Mam chayo vyabhicharino bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kopan. This is our objective. To become free from the influence of the modes of material nature. To become completely free. So we have to follow. One of my godbrothers asked Srila Prabhupada about this verse in Bhagavad Gita. He said, Srila Prabhupada, it says that if I execute pure devotional service, I become free from the influence. Sagunan samitik chaitan. I'm free from lust, anger, greed, sattva, rajas, tamas. So, but I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm in Maya most of the time. So Prabhupada gave a nice answer. He said, bhakti is like a boat. If you stay in the boat, you cross the whole ocean of material existence. But the nature of a boat, it's not very stable. The boat rocks like this. And you may think, I'm going to fall out, I'm going to fall out. No, I'll swim for it. If you swim for it, you'll drown. So sometimes people think, I'll make it on my own. You will drown in the material world. Stay in the boat of bhakti, in the association of devotees. Satsanga. Stay with devotees. And you'll be free from the influence of the modes of nature. You may not be completely free, but you'll be safe in the association of devotees. So these things are required. You stay in the association of devotees, you chant the holy name, follow the instructions of Shri Guru, and in this way we transcend the influence of our own mind. That is always trying to deviate. Mind is very tricky, very, very tricky. Always presenting some new opportunity, some new suggestion for sense gratification, for trying to please body and mind. But we kick out rascal mind, and we take shelter of devotees, we take shelter of holy name. Holy name means mantra. Man means a mantra, trayate. What will deliver us from the nonsense rascal mind? Mantra. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This thing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So this is our process. To become free from the influence of modes of material nature. Taking shelter of Krishna. Taking shelter of devotees. Then our success is guaranteed. Krishna said, asangshaya, I guarantee. He gives his guarantee. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mamaiva shasi satyam te patijani priyosime. Krishna said, you're very dear to me, priyosime. So I'm giving you this most confidential instruction. Just think of me. Become my devotee. Offer your obeisances to me. Worship me. And what is the practical application? Deity worship. Here he is. Dwarkadish with Rukmini, Jagannath, Gauranitai. They're present in the form of Archa Avatar. Krishna who descends in the form of Murti. And by the system of worship given by Narada Muni, Narada Pancharatra, Krishna accepts our service. There's a system to approach Krishna. There's a system to feed Krishna. A system to bathe Krishna. A system to wake Krishna. To put him to sleep. To associate with Krishna the form of his deity. Otherwise, what will you do? If you want to, you make some nice sweet, make some nice rasgulla, roll it out, cook it nicely. What will you do? You toss it in there. Hey, Bhagwan, Uparwala, hey, you're up there, here, take rasgulla. There is a system to relate with Krishna, to have a relationship with him in the form of his deity. Manmana. So you think, all throughout the day you can remember Srimati Radharani's beautiful dress, Krishna's beautiful turban, Jagannath's dress, his smiling face. Manmana, think of Krishna. So easy. We come for darshan in the morning. Remember, what is Radharani wearing? What is Krishna wearing? Jagannath, Gauranitai. What are they wearing? How beautiful they're dressed today. Actually, Prabhupada said, Pujari is the most fortunate person. Liberated soul. He is going back to Godhead. He's waking Krishna. He's putting Krishna to sleep. He's feeding Krishna. He's bathing Krishna. He's dressing Krishna. At the end of life, he goes back to Krishna. Such easy thing. So Manmana, Bhava Madhak, become devotee. Madhyaji, worship Krishna. Namaskuru, do pranam, do dandavat. Mamaiva shasi satyam te. But I'm telling you this truth. Satyam te, this is truth. Absolute truth. If we do this, control our mind, at the end of life, we go back to Krishna. There's no higher objective. There's no higher achievement than this thing, going back to God and leaving this world. Religion is thing. In Islam, in Christianity, in Sikh Dharma, Parsis, Jews, Christians, they think the perfection of life is to become happy in this world. It's foolishness. God's just our order supplier, ring the bell, ding, 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 ding. Then He's very kind. He gives me what I want to be happy. He gives me the objects of sense gratification. Dhanam janam sundarim. We reject that. We want you, Krishna. Arjuna wanted Krishna. Duryodhana wanted Krishna's army, his prakriti, his energy, his opulence. Arjuna said, no, I only want you. So mostly in religion of the world, they simply want to benefit what God can give you. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Oh, and forgive our trespasses. Because we're inveterate sinners. This isn't religion. Dharma projita kaitavato paramo nirmatsaranam satam. This is kicked out. Projita means prakrishna rupena urjita. Completely reject this idea that God is meant to supply my senses. We're meant to supply His senses. Giving Him beautiful flower, scents, bath, food, kirtan, singing, dancing for His pleasure. We're meant to please Him. This is religion. They have it backwards. What can you give me? How can you satisfy me? How can you make me happy in the material world? Such dull-headed understanding of religion. Backwards understanding of religion. So we fix our mind on Krishna, manmana, by the process, the irreplaceable, essential process of worshipping the Lord in the temple, in our own home, by singing His holy name. And at the end, Tyaktva deham purna janma naiti mameti swa. No more birth and death. Be done with material world. But it requires that we control our mind. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Does anyone have any comment or question?
किसी का कोई प्रश्न है या कुछ क्लैरिफिकेशन लेना है? वन क्वेश्चन.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam. I have a question related to this verse.
Yes, anything.
Like last few days we are learning about how this 24 elements comes into being. So there was a pradhan, and it was by entering the kal, it becomes agitated, and then 24 elements are manifested. But in this verse it says it was basically a contamination. Like there was agitation, there was a complete balance across three modes of material nature. But as soon as kal, the time enters, by when the lords put a drishtipat on the material nature, then there is a disturbance. So I was thinking this was like a contamination in the saumya. It is called a saumya state, in the pradhan state, and then it comes to a shobh, where there is a disturbance across three modes of material nature. They mix together and everyone wants to be conquer over the other. But it says when the creation happens, the Mahat Tattva is in a pure state. So that I am not able to comprehend. How after the manifestation from Pradhan to Mahat, how is it still in pure state?
Pure and impure is from our perspective, isn't it? It's from our perspective. From Krishna's perspective, what isn't pure? And the creation of the Lord. Pradhan, Prakriti, Purush, this nature, that nature. From Krishna's perspective, everything is pure. It's His creation for specific reason. From our point of view, we see impure, we see duality. Ichchadvesha samutena dvandva mohena bharata. We see the dualities of life. This is pure, this is impure. So it's described, actually I'm trying to remember, because Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments on this exact question. I don't have my little Kindle with me, so I can't read it to you. But basically he's saying that, as I remember, his explanation of this question was that this impurity is by Lord's will. And we see, from our perspective, impurity. From the Lord's perspective, it's not impure. It's His energy working according to His will. Maya jakshena prakriti suyate, everything's working. Prakriti kriyamanini gunai karmani sarvashat. Ahankara vimonatma. Everything is working, all prakriti is working under... What is prakriti? Can we think of prakriti without... Can we separate prakriti, the conception of prakriti or pradhan? Can we separate that from Krishna? It's Krishna's pradhan. It's Krishna's prakriti. Like sun and sunlight. Can we separate sunlight from the sun? What is the meaning to sunlight without the sun? It's meaningless. What is the meaning to sun without sunlight? Also meaningless. So Krishna's energies pervade the entire universe. Ekadesha shitasyagnir josnya vistarena yata. The whole creation is emanating. He's pervading entire creation. It's Krishna's creation, Krishna's energy. So we see duality, but there's no duality from Krishna's point of view. So I don't know if that's helpful to you or not, but this was Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained something like that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Haribol Prabhuji.
Thank you so much Prabhuji for
Hare
such a nice class. Prabhuji, sometime we see in the life of some people, even in our life also, sometime some situation comes. We ask people to come to Krishna consciousness, do chanting, but they are so much busy, although it may be material, but sometimes they are caught up in the situation. So, Mother, so what is happening actually? Because of the situation, they are not able to practice Krishna consciousness. So, how we can see the role of Krishna in that? Although it is seen apparently that he want to come to Krishna consciousness, but some situation doesn't allow him to sincerely practice, or he can't give that much time. So, how to understand this, Prabhuji?
Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yesha mantakatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dveda vrataha. To be fortunate to come to undeviated devotional service, dveda vrata, devotional service, there's qualification. Andagatam papam, first become completely free from sinful life. You can't light a fire if you're pouring water. One hand has the match, one hand has the water. They're contradictory. If we're still implicated in material life, in sinful life, how can you come to dveda vrata, determination to worship the Lord? So yesham andagatam pam jananam punya karmanam. There should be some background of punya, sukriti. Not everyone can come. How many plates of prasadam? Millions of plates of prasadam. 260 million books. We're on the street chanting, please chant Krishna's name. Huh? No. I'm very busy. I'm very busy dying. One devotee asked me, Prabhu, how's your health? Because I've become an old man. Everyone asks, how's your health? I understand what they're saying. I said, Prabhu, how's your health? I said, I'm dying. And so are you. We're all dying in this world. So there should be some sukriti, some past pious activity that qualifies us. Not everyone is qualified. I was driving here, I'm just astonished at how Krishna's material energy is completely covering. There's one store at plywood and jewelry and momos and chole bhature and clothing, and one store after, they're all like, man, I'm out here to get money, and I'll get money, and I will be happy, I will enjoy, I'll become crorepati. Then they die. If you die a beggar, you die crorepati. You're going to die. What did it mean? When your last breath, you're going to show Yamaraj your bank balance? No, really, Yamaraj, crorepati. You're going to show him your educational certificate? MBBA, BTech, MTech, double BTech. So sorry, chaliye. Who is our friend at the time of death? Only Krishna. So for someone to feel like that requires that he has some background. Jananam punya karmanam. Te dvanda moha nirmukta. We have to become free from the dualities of life. There's a qualification to come to Krishna consciousness. But at the same time, we're worshippers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Papi tapi jata chilo harinama udharilo tara jagai madhai. He showed the world, just come, chant Krishna's name, take prasadam. And people can hardly do that. We're begging people, come, please come, we want to feed you. Delicious Krishna prasadam. Rukmini Dwarkadish Mahaprasadam, we want to feed you. We respect you, we fold our hands to you. Please come, dance, sing, eat delicious food. No time. Such unfortunate people. So unfortunate. There's qualification to come. But the mercy of devotees is greater than the mercy of the Lord. This story I mentioned, Kala Krishnadas. He was rejected by Mahaprabhu. I don't want to see him. But the devotees, Nityananda, Mukunda, Damodar, they thought, how can this be? He's a devotee. How can he fall out of favor of Mahaprabhu? So they hatched a plan. They say, Mahaprabhu, we need one man to go and visit your mother, Sachi Mata, in Navadvip. So we need one man. Mahaprabhu said yes. So they deputed Kala Krishnadas to you go. So he is still engaged in Lord's service. He wasn't rejected. He still had the opportunity to serve by the mercy of devotees. Mercy of devotees is greater than the mercy of the Lord. So devotees go out, we approach people, we canvass, we campaign. Please take our book. Please come to our temple. Please chant Krishna's name. So this is the thankless service of devotees. And we meet with success sometimes, we meet with failure. But we're looking for those fortunate people who have sufficient sukriti, who have sufficient punya, purva punya, to take up the process. So devotees, you're all rare people. Rare. Krishna calls you Samahatma Sadurlabha, because you know Vasudeva Sarvamiti. There's nothing more to be gained in life than Krishna Bhakti. So we treat devotees with great respect. Where in the world will you find a community like this? Where people bow down to you. They call you Prabhu, they call you Mataji. They bow down, they fold their hands to you. They want to feed you, they want to love you. They want you to go back to Godhead. Outside these doors, no one gives a damn. Live or die, no one gives a damn. So devotee association is very special. Manushanam sahasreshu kaschin jatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam viti tattvataha. Devotees are 1 in a million. Gems. All of you. Gems. And more than that, born here in India. I heard Prabhupada say something on a lecture the other day. It struck my heart like a thunderbolt. He said, India is the hope of the world. India is the hope of the world. What does that mean? It means Indian devotees. Because you have to have sufficient punya just to be born here. A dog born in India is more fortunate than President Trump, ex-President Trump. Because he's going to hell and the dog is going back up. So time is up. This is another topic. But count your blessing to be born in this country. Most important country in the world. Where the land of Rama, the land of Krishna, the land of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sanctified place. So make other people fortunate. You've all become fortunate. Make other people fortunate. Canvas and try and find those fortunate people that are qualified to take up the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How does that come to us? By a devotee. Why are we sitting here? Because a devotee approached us, said, come to our temple, take our book, come to our Sunday feast, our Bhakti Vriksha group. Each one of us is sitting here because of the mercy of a devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy comes to us through devotee. Devotees were more merciful than the Lord. So we're canvassing, trying to find those fortunate people who can participate in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan mission. And for everybody else, take some prasadam, take our book. They'll be benefited, but they'll have to wait. They've taken up devotional service, but they'll have to wait for the result. Try and find those people who want to participate in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement now, today, in this lifetime, and go back to Godhead. Not everybody can. Anyway, we're over time. Please excuse me. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Itai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol. His Grace Sarvadrik Prabhu ji ki jai. We are very, very fortunate to have Prabhuji with us. He has made us fortunate it is by their association that today we are sitting here. So we are very, very thankful to Prabhupada's disciples like Sarvadrik Prabhu, who are out on the streets to save all of us. So we are very, very thankful to Prabhuji for taking out his time and spending some time with us, sharing words of wisdom. And we like to pray for Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. His Grace Sarvadrik Prabhuji ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.